that, as always, is the jar of names. Right, let's pick out and name them. Let's go with this one. That's 2, actually. We'll pick 1. Right, what was that noise? I heard something. It was very scary. Anyway, this video is for everyone, including but not excluded to Nick Pro. Right, back in the jar of names you go, and welcome to a Cup of Tea podcast. Here is the cup of tea. And this is the podcast. Right. Where's my list? Here it is. So what do we start with? We start with the skip list. That's it. If you want to skip ahead in this episode, you go down to my first comment. Presumably, hopefully, I put it down by now. I should have. You can skip to this week's update topic, which is the book club, and Q&A, and question and goals. Right. I think that's it. Update. So, sadly, I am behind again. Sort of. Everything's up to date. I missed 2 videos. Like Beyond Good and Evil I put out on Friday instead of Thursday, and then the last Harvest Moon I put out on Sunday instead of Friday. So I was a little bit behind, but they're up now, and hopefully everything else should be fine. I edit the 2 episodes that you're going to watch today, edit them tonight, and that should be fine. So I think apart from that, everything's fine. I need to do logos and details for some episodes, but apart from that, everything should be fine. And I just need to make sure I keep on top of editing, and everything's recorded, so everything should be fine. Obviously, Cup of Adventure, that's a different matter. We'll talk about that later, because that is it's embarrassing. I haven't done it yet. But yeah, that's that. Apart from that, everything will be fine. Hopefully, I'll try and get above water this week. That's my aim. Also, there's also an extra episode of Beyond Good and Evil as well out this week, which will be out on Saturday, but we'll talk about that in the topic as well. On to topic, which is actually what we're going to talk about now, yes. So, BB-8, I talked about it a few weeks ago. I'm going to order one, because they look so cool, because now I have an iPhone, I can actually get that. I've just been paid, so I'm going to get one, because they are amazing, and I want to play with one, it's so cool. Yeah, I'll let you know when that's happened, and when that's out, and when I have it. And now let's talk about what episodes we've got this week then. Right, so let's walk you through. So, we have, on Monday, we have this podcast, episode 60. And we also have, on Monday, we have Harvest Moon, Thank You Very Much. You can probably guess what we're going to get in that. Tuesday, we have Beyond Good and Evil, and it's called Tin of Spam. Again, with the pork-related feature where Paige is in it. Wednesday, we have Harvest Moon, called The Great Glass Elevator. Thursday, we have another Beyond Good and Evil, called Pork Shortage. Friday, we have Harvest Moon called Sow and Reap, which I just finished recording. And then Saturday, we've got the extra Beyond Good and Evil, because I went on for an extra half an hour. It's called Tin Man! Notice it's not called a pork video, like anything to do with pork or ham or anything. So, what does it mean? Tune in to Wednesday's episode. Yeah, Wednesday's episode. That's when you'll find out. No, Thursday's episode. That's when you'll find out why the Saturday one is not called a pork video. It's spoilery. Not really. What else is there? I actually can't remember. It's the TV time, is it not? No, it's book club. Book club, right. Still reading Sharp's Fortress. He has started fighting the fort now. He's gone in. He's basically gone back with his old regiment. He's fighting. It's pretty good. This fighting one is better than the Sharp's. The last one, Triumph. Yeah, it's better than Sharp's Triumph fighting scene. I prefer the whole going into a fortress, breaking through, and then like Colonel Dodd did something to his leader, which is quite interesting and quite twisty-turvy. It's pretty good. I've also got another book for college called Of Mice and Men. You may have heard of it. People do it for English. So that's why I've got it. And I actually thought I only got half the book because it was so small. I'm used to like Game of Thrones and stuff where it's like as thick as your arm. This one was like as thin as my little finger. I thought it was like, is that half the book? Is that all of it? But yeah, it's £5 for that. Cheek of it. Okay, so after that is community. So let's go on to mention Monday. Right, so these are the people that commented on last week's videos. And I just want to say that one of these names I always say, and it's always too short. Like when I'm editing, I see like the file where I cut the old file up to the parts of the different names, and it's always the smallest one. So let's do the mention Monday. These are people that commented on last week's videos. We have HORRIOR Horrier. That's the one. Max Ravage, Dijan Petovic, and Dragonlord 55511. So thank you for subscribing. Nope. Although I think all of you have anyway. Thank you for commenting. And I look forward to more comments. And yeah, that's for you, Horia, because I know you're always the smallest name. So it's always on the screen for the shortest amount of time. So I thought I'd do with that. Hope you don't mind. Alright, so what's after that? We have Q&A? Can't see. It is Q&A. Right, a few 4 questions this week. So we have one from Horia who says, this week's riddle for me is what breaks stuff, colours your belts, makes you yell, and yet is still considered a form of art. Now, I think this one is karate, or at least like sumo wrestling, or something along the lines of karate. Because obviously you break stuff, you get different coloured belts, you yell, you go like, hey! And yes, and it's still considered for art forms. I think it would be. So that's what my guess is. And I got last week's one about salt right. I did not get the other one. The other one was scissors, but the salt one was definitely right. Okay, and Dijan Petkovic says, JD, if I may ask, what's your Steam? I do not have Steam. I'm all about the console, mate. Maybe in the future. Not sure when. Definitely not now, because my computer is so maxed out with hard drive space. It's crazy. And then we have DragonLord55511 says, hello, Sir JDTwoSixTwo. Hello, Lord of Dragons. I have a question and a riddle for you. Question. Who is your favourite sexy actress from the movies? I'm going to say, even though I've forgotten her name, what is her name? Hold on a second. I'm going to say Dame Judi Dench. If you don't know who she is, Google her and you'll see why I'm laughing. Right, so who else have we got? The question is, it's the riddle. It's the riddle. Riddle. Weight in my stomach. Trees on my back. Nails in my ribs. It's feet I lack. Who am I? Right. Hint, it is a type of vessel. That's the milky brew that you use in your walkthroughs. Right, okay, so it's weight in my stomach. Trees on my back. Nails in my ribs, it's feet I lack. So is it a ship then? Not a type of ship, it's just a ship. I think I'm going to go with just a ship. But I was expecting some sort of name of a ship, but I think that's ship. I thought it was going to be something like sort of like, I don't know, like a galley or something like that, but I think I'm going to go with ship. Be a bit more broader, just a ship. So let's see if that's it. Right, and Dijan Petkovic also asks, Webb, are you gonna start the next AC series when 2 games finish? So it's probably going to be Beyond Good and Evil, because that's probably going to be going for like a month or so more. I think I worked it out. Harvest Moon probably won't be finished, because that's going to probably take another 50 episodes or so, maybe even 75 more. In fact, yeah, 75 more, I think. So then the game after Beyond Good and Evil, when that's finished, will probably be when the next Assassin's Creed starts. Well, definitely it will be, because that's what I'm saying. But it will be Revelations I do next. Right. Next is subscribers. Right, so last week we had 1,073, and now we've got 1,078, so that's a plus of 5 if my maths is correct. But we have Lauren Clement, Andy Gonzalez, Double Richie, Vortex, Pro Gaming, Logical Gaming, Zombie Hunter Martinez. Yes, so thank you all for subscribing and welcome to the community. Leave a comment, you can get in the jar of names, but you have to give a comment on Cupboard Adventure, which I'm not really talking about much because I haven't really started it up yet, really. But yes, that's it for that. What's next? The question, is it? Let's change my thing. No, it's this week's comment. So who won this week's comment? This week's comment goes to Max Ravage. So I'll read a comment first. It's my ham sandwich. Now, to take this out of context, it doesn't really make much sense, but to put it in context, it is very good, and I like it. Basically, the title was called Beyond Good and Evil Episode 4, Max's Ham Sandwich, talking about the Patroller Max, the Dom's creature that we fight in that episode. But, of course, Max Ravage has a name Max, so he's like, my ham sandwich? Yes, it's your ham sandwich, my friend. That is your ham sandwich. Right, and after week's comment, we've got birthdays. No birthdays this week, but if you have a birthday, let me know when it is. I'll add it to the list. And then question. Nobody answered last week's question, which was about apps, which I've got an Assassin's Creed app now about pirates. And I've also got Fallout Shelter, because that's quite interesting. But yes, this week's question is a very important one about Beyond Good and Evil. Who is better, Paige or Double H? Paige, the Pigman, or Double Her? Pigman or Tin Man? It's up to you. Which is better? I will tell you what it is next week, actually. I think I will. I will. Yes. And then after that, we've got goals. Right, last week's goal was not very good. I can't remember what it was. It was something like find my groove. I think I kind of have. Because I know like Sunday is my extra day where I can catch up with stuff, which I did this week because I had to do 2 more episodes of Back to Nature. So I managed to do that, which is good. So I think I'm going to say that's a good thing. Yeah, I did. I found it. This week, though, is to get my head above the water, which means stay up to date with editing videos, make all the logos and catch up with all that sort of stuff. And then hopefully that's where I can go into next week, where I'll start to sort of do more things like plan the videos and get them all out and start up Cup of Adventure again. That's the plan. I'm also, because people keep asking me about playlists, I forget the name who it was it asked this time, but someone asked recently. So what I'm going to try to do is try to get some sort of basic sort of playlist going. Like maybe not do the details, just do the titles. Maybe not even that. Just make the titles of all the playthroughs, let's plays I've done, so that you can watch them like that. Because I know some people don't know that I've done some games because they can't really tell very well what I've done. So yes, I'll do that because I do know that is sort of something I need to do to sort of keep you happy. So I will do that. Hopefully, try and do it this week. And that is it. Oh no, I didn't put a bit at the end. Like what film? I'll have to make it up as I go along. Anyway, hints. There is no hint because I've sort of Cup of Adventure has gone on a back burner now. Once I've sort of caught up with this, that's when I'm going to start to do that again, which should be too long. Am I recording still? I am still recording. Good. So yes, that's the hint. No hint. Right, have a cup of tea first to finish this off. And what film? Woohoo! Big Summer Blowout!